So we're finally ready to play some Minecraft. We have our survival guides up and going, and now it's time for day one. So I've gone ahead and I've jumped back into my tutorial world, and I don't have much time to waste because you'll notice the sun is going to move across the sky pretty quick, and night's going to come before you know it. So when night comes, so do the monsters. So we have a couple of things that we have to do in our first day to make sure that we're prepared. First of all, we need to find shelter before the night comes. Otherwise, we're probably not going to make it through the night, given all the monsters that will come out. We also have health and hunger at the bottom of the screen. And so we need to make sure that we don't run out of health or that we get too hungry. You get hungry or you lose hunger points by actually doing things. It doesn't just happen on its own. So the more you do, the quicker your hunger, the more hungry you actually get. So we need to have shelter. We need to work on getting some food. In order to do that, I need to get some tools. And the best way to start with that is we need some wood. So luckily we have some trees here. So I'm going to go over to my first tree and I'm going to start to punch it. And after a couple of seconds, you'll see the wood breaks and it goes into my belt. So I'm going to do this a little bit, and I'm going to come back in just a second when I have some more wood in my belt. So we're back, and I have some wood now. I have 20 pieces, and that should be a good start for me. But what you're going to find out really quick in Minecraft is that wood doesn't really do me much good at all. I can build things with it, but I can't really make anything out of it. So I need to press E. One second. I need to press E to go into sort of my inventory here. And in order to get something useful out of the wood, I have to put it up here in my crafting. And I need to pull off wooden planks. Now wooden planks I can build things off of. And you notice for every piece of wood I get 4 wood planks. So that's actually pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to pull these off until I have quite a few of them, because I'm going to need quite a bit to do what I have in mind. So I'm going to start with that many. I'll bring my wood back here. So now I have 40 wooden planks. Now the wooden planks, the first thing they'll help me to do is to build a crafting table. So I'm going to go ahead and drop wooden planks in all 4 of my crafting squares, and that lets me build a crafting table. This is very important. So now back in the world, I can actually put this crafting table on the ground, and if I right click on the crafting table, you'll see I have this brand new menu, and my crafting surface went from 4 squares to 9. And that's going to allow me to make some new things that I couldn't make before. In addition to the wooden planks, some things that I'm going to need some sticks. In order to get sticks, I need to put the wood sort of right above itself, like 1 and then 2, and every time I do that I get 4 sticks. So let me pull off 4 sticks. I'm going to need quite a few sticks. The sticks will serve as handles for my tools, and they'll also allow me to make some fences, which I'm going to need before too long. So now I have some sticks, and I have some wooden planks, so now I can begin to make my first tools. So the first thing is I'm going to make a pickaxe. A pickaxe is 2 sticks for the handle, and then wooden planks all the way across. That gives me my pickaxe. If I put my handle there and then put wood here, here, and here, I get an axe. And if I put my handle here and put 2 pieces of wooden plank there, I get a hoe, which is for farming. And the last one I'm going to do is 1 handle and 2 wooden planks, and that's going to give me my sword. So now I have 4 wooden tools, and they'll be okay for now, but they're not going to last very long because wood will degrade over time. It would be better if I had stone tools. And you'll see that over here, if I want to break into my little mountain here, the best tool is a pickaxe. The pickaxe is good for stone and mining. And you'll see as I'm doing that, I'm actually picking up the stone. So now that I have my tools, I want to point a couple of things out. I can't actually break stone with my hand. You're going to see it's going to take a lot longer, as you would expect. And we're almost there. But what happened is I wasn't able to pick the stone up once I broke it, and that's going to be a problem. So you're going to make sure that you use your pickaxe when you're breaking stone. I want to point out that the axe, which is for cutting wood, will cut wood much faster than your hand did. Now, if you look down at the bottom of the screen where my axe actually is located, you'll notice that it has a little health bar, and every time I use it, the health bar goes down a little bit. And that makes sense that the tool would degrade over time. But what I can do is come over to my crafting table over here, and you'll recall that in order to make a pickaxe, for example, I put a handle, and I had some wooden planks across the top. But instead of doing that, I'm going to put some cobblestone. And what I get instead now is a stone pickaxe, which is going to work a lot better and last a lot longer. And for any tool that I use, I can use stone instead of wood to get a better tool. And you'll see it breaks the stone really quickly. So you've probably noticed that night is coming on pretty quick. It came across quicker for me because while I'm playing, I'm also making this video, and it's kind of slowing me down. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to break my crafting table, which is fine because I can take it with me. Once I break it and pick it back up, and I'm going to head back over to this little hole that I was creating, and I'm actually just going to sort of make what I've heard people call, sand's going to fall. People will call it a hidey hole. And so this little hidey hole where I'm going to stake out for the night to protect myself from monsters and other things that are living that come out at night, because they can be really bad news. So I'm going to make a little hole. And I can actually, you know what I forgot to do? I'm going to run out real quick. And I think I forgot to pick up my torches. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my torches. I'm going to come in my hole, and I'm going to put that crafting table, let's get rid of this stuff for now, put that crafting table inside my house, along with a couple torches so I can see. So let's put the crafting table down here. And to protect myself, I'm going to go ahead and make a door. So I'm going to right click on the crafting table, and I'm going to use my wooden planks, and I'm going to put them in this configuration right here. And you'll see I can pull off a door. Now the door is important because the monsters will come in your house uninvited, but now that there's a door there, so now I am protected from them, and I can open and close the door by right clicking. Careful you don't left click because you might actually destroy the door by accident. So now it's nighttime. I've made it through my first day. Now would be a good time for us to update our survival guides. So I'm going to pause this and go into the guide. I'm going to show you the next section that we're going to work on, and I've called it Tools of the Trade. By now you're definitely aware of how to create the heading up here. And what I've done is I've described the fact that there are several very important tools that I need to survive here in Minecraft. I will describe what they are, how they help me, and how I crafted them. In order to create these tools, I had to make and use a crafting table. The crafting table allows me to combine more ingredients. You don't have to have these words exactly, but you should have something like them that explains what the section is about, and it introduces the crafting table with a picture of the crafting table. And what I've done is created a table of all these tools. I have the name of the tool, a picture of the tool, I describe what the tool is best used for, and then I show how to craft it with the crafting table. So here we are back in my survival guide, and I've copied over the text and the picture I have of the crafting table, and it's time to make the table itself. So you'll recall that we go to insert, and we're going to insert we go to table, and we know we're going to have 4 columns because we're going to have a name, the picture, the description, and the crafting guide. But how many rows do I need? Now there are 5 tools that I'm going to be putting in my table, but I can't forget that I also need to have headings at the top. So I'm going to have 6 rows. So this is going to be a 4x6 table. And up top I'm going to explain that this column is for the name, this is for the picture, this is for the description, and this is for the crafting guide. I'm going to select all of those and go back to home and create bold. And now I'm going to go through and go ahead and put the names in. So we have axe, we have pickaxe, sword, hoe, and I am forgetting the shovel. So you'll see I actually have some room left over here that I don't need, and I can just come up here to this vertical line, and when I see this little symbol, I can click and drag the line over. There's no reason to waste the space. Okay? I probably don't need that much room for the picture either, but I will need some room for the description. So I'm going to make sure the description has enough room. And now I just have the pictures in the description. The descriptions are pretty simple. I'm going to mention that the axe is best for chopping wood, and so on and so forth. And you can fill that in yourself. But now it's time for the picture. And that's pretty easy. We already know that if we go to the game, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and recreate some of these tools. So I'm going to make the handle. And let's make the axe, for example. I'm going to take my wooden planks. And at this point, I'm going to stop and I'm going to take my picture. And you'll recall that I do that by pressing the print screen button one time. So that I can go back to my document. I'm going to come in here in the cell for the picture, and I'm going to paste the picture I just took. Now obviously this is way more than I actually need, so I'm going to double click on the picture like before. I'm going to crop it so that I only have the parts that I need. And for this cell I just need the picture of the axe. Okay, I'm going to select off of crop, and now I can make the picture a little bit larger. And now that I have that picture, I'm actually just going to copy, or I'm going to paste it one more time over here, but I'm going to crop it a little bit differently so that this time I have the crafting part in view. Just like that. And I can do that for each of my different tools. That brings us to the end of this video. You'll notice at the bottom of my table I also had a little disclaimer to everyone that says it is important to remember that you can also use stone and other hard rocks to make better tools, as I mentioned before in the video. The last step for today is to go back up to the table of contents and add our new section. So I'm just going to press enter, and we'll call this one Tools of the Trade. I'm going to select it, right click it, and do hyperlink. Places in this document is what I want, and there's my Tools of the Trade section made for me automatically because I use the heading. I'll press OK, and then just to try it out I'm going to hold down Control and click it, and brings it right down here. So that finishes this video. You've survived day 1, and I can't wait for day 2.